Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures. Welcome back to another week of Roxy's Weekly Challenge, and we're on week 3 and we're going to be making some long envelopes. So I'm hoping I can remember how she made them. I've just got a few pages here to work with. I think they're all pretty much vintage. They're just things that I've quite a few of them I've inherited from my mother-in-law, who had a lot of paper knocking around. I think she'd had some of it for a long time. And I've got one page from my precious Edith Holden book that I thought I might try and use. So I think the first thing to do is to get started on the folding, and we'll see how we go. So I've cut them all more or less to the same size. It was a bit random. I didn't really know what size. I don't even know what I've done. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5-ish wide, and about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and a bit long. So we'll see how they end up. It's hard to work out how big you need to have these pages, and these came from A4 pads. So I'm just going to try and emulate doing it the way that Rachel did, sort of roughly folding into the middle, I think. Try and fold straight. And the other way. And just overlapping it enough so there's something to glue onto. Now I've got a little bit of I've solved it, I think. But I've got a bit of a problem, or did have a bit of a problem with the decorating side of things, because I've mislaid one of my set of boxes of fussy cuts that I have. I had about 7 different boxes, different coloured ones, these little cases that everybody uses. This was a set that came from Hobbycraft, and most of them had a selection of fussy cuts in. So I had a box of butterflies, a box of flowers, a box of birds. I think there was a different set of butterflies, of flowers, and I had a few other bits. I can't even remember what other things I had, but they were the main ones. The birds, the butterflies, and the flowers were the ones I was mainly concerned about, because I just can't find them anywhere. And I know they were packed, because they used to live in my Raskog, and so they were packed with everything else from my Raskog. On the last day, that last day of filming, when I was packing up my craft room, I'm pretty sure they would have gone in unless I'd packed them. Well, it doesn't really matter where I packed them, because I can't find. I've only got 2 more boxes to unpack now, and neither of them have got those in, because I've looked. So I really don't know what I've done with them. I don't even remember unpacking them. It's ridiculous. So that's one. So yeah, it's a bit concerning. I mean, it's not insurmountable, because most of the stuff, pretty much all of it, was fussy cuts from Digitals. So I can just print them off and cut them out again. But that's hours of work, which I think I may have not done a very good job on. Certainly haven't done a very good job on centralising this middle seam. I'll have to do that a bit better on the next one. So fold that down. So that's not very good. I did a better job on the first one, I think. Fold that up a little bit at the bottom. This is quite a nice off-white colour. It's very similar to the colour of the paper that Rachel was using. So let's try and stick that there. And then fold that down for the flap. Oops. Get this. Okay, that's number 2. Now let's see if I can just not be quite as far across on this one. See if I can get my join a little more central. Yes, I've been hunting high and low, because my craft room is almost almost unpacked now. We've bought a new unit, the same as the one I already had, the tall bookcasey one. I had intended to get a Billy bookcase. I can't remember if I mentioned this in another video. If I have, I do apologise for repeating myself. But when we went to buy it, it was just too tall for the car. It was too long to get in the car. We could have probably got it in the craft room once we brought it home, but we couldn't get it in the car to bring it home. So we had another rethink. We've done some complete reorganisation, well, a fair bit of reorganisation of some of the units, and had a rethink about what was going to go where. So the place I thought I needed a new unit, we're actually not putting it there because it was only a very narrow area, and we've managed to remove things, and I've ended up with a bigger one. So I haven't got enough storage now. Well, there is nowhere else to put any, so I have to make use of what I've got, but I think I'll have plenty because I've still got a couple of shelves to go up. So I'm going to have loads of storage, but a few things have kind of disappeared from my craft room, which is a bit concerning. Right, this is quite thick, so this might be a bit more challenging to fold, and certainly to fold straight. Push it down as hard as I can because this is really thick, good quality paper. It's not terribly bendy. So, but it's going to make a really pretty envelope, and it will need very minimal decoration. So there was method in my madness with choosing to use this. I won't need a lot in the way of decoration for it because it's just so pretty already. Ooh. So turn this up a little bit. This will all work a lot better when it's been cut, when the excess has been cut away. Oh, this video will probably be a two-parter. I mean, not that I'll come back and do a second part, but in that I will have to break off in about a quarter of an hour because we're going out to lunch and we're leaving in half an hour. Yeah, about half an hour, less than half an hour. So I will have to disappear very shortly. I'll see how far I can get, and then I'll come back and finish the video, see how far I get in the time. So, okay, so now I've just got to cut out the excess from the corners, and each time just cutting at a bit of an angle. And if, as I suspect, I run out of time on this, I might do a bit of judicious editing so that you don't spend too long just watching me do cutting. And actually the more interesting part is the decorating part. Yes, that's that one. And I'm just going to do a little bit of shaping of the flap. Again, a little challenging because this paper is quite stiff. But I'd like to just, without getting a bit of a fold mark in the middle there because it's so stiff. Let's see whether I can manage to just do a little bit of shaping. I like the flaps to be a little bit rounded. Now, okay, let's try and get rid of that. Right, that's one. Right, now for the gluing. Right, so let's do a little bead along here. So that's the construction done. So that one isn't going to need much in the way of decoration at all, is it? That's gorgeous. And then I've got this one. Oh, and this one. This one's a really weird shaped flap. I might just need to straighten that up a little bit there. This one just wouldn't fold. So I had a bit of trouble with it, but it's fine now. So that one, and then I've got this nice creamy coloured one. So I will get myself now ready to go out for lunch, and then I'll be right back to get these decorated. And if I have time, to try and make some tags. I'll be right back. Hello, I'm back. It's now the next day, because by the time we got back from our lunch with the family, it was too late to come back and do some more filming. So I have just overnight I did a little bit of fussy cutting, so I had a few bits to choose from in the way of birds and flowers, and no, not flowers, butterflies. Whether I use them or not, I don't know, but I have got a few here. And I've also did a little bit of editing, took out some of, or speeded up a lot of the cutting and the gluing that I did, so that we could actually spend more time doing the decorating and possibly making some tags. So I will just make a start. I think I'll start with the easy one first of all, because that's obviously going to need very little actual decoration. So I thought I might just put on a little definition or something up here. I could put a butterfly. I have got a few in here now. I did wonder about a butterfly on here, which would be quite nice. And I don't have too many to choose from, which is probably a good thing. I did have a piece of, I did find a piece of fabric that I thought I might use, but I don't know if that will actually make any sense to do. Actually, I think that goes on there quite nice. I'm just wondering about any little labels to go on as well. Not sure I would need one. Now I've got the butterfly on there. Maybe that'll be enough. Do I need a little bit of fabric under the butterfly? No, I don't think I do really. I think I might just leave it at that. I think I'll just leave it with the butterfly, because I think it just speaks for itself. So I'm just going to glue that on and leave it at that. So what it needed was just a little something extra, and we're going to be happy with that. So I just spent the evening, just printed off a couple of pages of birds and a couple of pages of butterflies, and didn't cut them all out, but I cut enough so I've got a little bit of choice if I decide I need any of those things today. But what I've done with my little cases of fussy cuts, I really don't know. My feeling is that I'll have replaced them all and I'll have spent hours doing lots of cutting. So I don't even know if you could see that. I think I had it a bit high up. I do apologise. So anyway, I'm just going to put my little butterfly right there. Sometimes I forget that actually I haven't got the camera angled right so high as I used to, and I need to not have my things held quite so high up on the mat. Right, so that's that one. I think that's quite enough. It's really pretty on the back. I may have to do a little bit of tidying up of this flap. I'm not happy with the flap. got a few pointy edges. Might just tidy that up a little bit. And I shall probably ink around it afterwards, but I'm not going to do that today. Or at least not in the video anyway. Right, so that's that one done. Let's just... So another thought I had, because I have been, I think I mentioned in my haul video, although if you haven't seen it, you won't know, vaguely thinking about doing, well, fairly positively more thinking about doing a music journal, just because I've got a music kit from Shabba Dabba Doodah, and I have got this really lovely pad from Stamperia. I do love my Stamperia paper, as so many of us do. This pad here called Music, and if I do a music journal, which I'm considering because the papers are so gorgeous, I will go through this pad and show it to you in detail. But for now, I think what I want to do is I want to actually cut out this violin. Could be a cello, but I think it's a violin. There's a very big one here, but that's too big. So I think I'm going to take the one from the front page, because it's just the perfect size. Get that ready. I need to do a bit of collaging on these. It's hard to know whether to just collage all the other three and then come back and add the extra embellishments. I might do that. I just wanted to get this cut, see how it will fit, because I was keen to see it. Look, isn't that gorgeous, that page? I mean, the pads are just so beautiful. It's hard to use them sometimes unless you've got a really strong idea of what you want to do. So I think that will go on there quite nicely. So I'm going to do a bit of collaging. The other thing I fancy doing on these, which is a slight difference from what Rachel was doing, is doing a bit of stamping. So I'm going to use this new stamp that I got for Christmas. That one, and I've got this one. So I've got some music. I've got this Kaisercraft music and script. So I'm going to get the music one out for this particular envelope and just do a little bit of stamping on it. I just think that'd be quite nice to enhance the theme. So let's do that. I'm just going to get my pad out. Where is it? There we are. No, I was going to use the sepia, wasn't I? I'll keep that out anyway in case I need it. Sepia, I think is what I will use. Just a little bit here and there, and I'll put some on the other side as well, I think. Just have this nearby, just to stamp off when I'm done. So let's just do a little bit of. Now, which way up is it supposed to be? No idea. I think it's that way, but I can't be sure. Get those two out of the way. Okay. So I'll do some on the flap as well. I might actually do it that way round, as that's the way it's going to actually be showing, and I've got the music going the right way then, haven't I? Yep. Bit here, bit down the bottom. Okay. There we are. Just got a bit of music on, and where'd it go? Right, so that's that one, and then I think we'll have to have a little bit of actual sheet music. So one of the things I also did yesterday when I got back was reorganise my neutral scraps. I had all my book pages and plain neutrals all mixed up together, all the small pieces, so I've separated them all out into separate baskets so they're easier to find. That's not the right colour really, is it? It's a better colour. This must be quite old, it's very soft. I'll put that in the other basket. I wonder if that would work. That's a bit straight, isn't it? Just soften that edge a little bit. Okay, so if I pop that there, and then, or maybe there actually, on that side. And then I've got some scraps from the very kit that I will be using, which is this. You can't see the music on here at the moment because not every page has got it on, but this is actually the Vintage Viola by Shabby Dabby Doodah. So you can see it's got the pretty soft pink flowers in it. So I think I'll just take a little piece of that. Let's see how that looks. I'll pop that there, and then we'll have the I think I want that actually. That's a bit too much. I'll keep a little bit of the pink at the top. I did mull that about a bit, didn't I? Is it? Okay. A bit of the pink. A bit of this. Pop that there, I think. I just need to ink around the actual violin itself. Right, not happy with just a bit too much of this. So I've got that, I've got that. I think that will do fine. I'm wondering about a bit of book page as well. Maybe a little bit there. Yeah. Now it's completely lost, isn't it? Right, let me just glue this down and see how we go. just put a little bit of this on. Just trim that bit off. That's it. And let's have a bit of music as well. Okay. And out the way. Too many things around me. I don't like my bin over here. I'm going to put it over on my left. It's just easier to chuck things in it. I think this should be strong enough. It's not particularly overly thick, this paper. I think this should work fine. Right. Maybe over that way just a little bit more. There. Okay. I feel like it needs a little something in the corner here now. So I thought I might see if I can put a little wax seal on there. I don't know how it'll look. I have a few to choose from. Oh, got that one. Oh, I did wonder. That's right, I've got some of these little banners that I made with some fabrics. That's right, and I wondered. I think it's too big now. I think the violin is taking up more room than I expected, because I thought that would have gone quite well, but I think it will go nicely with it on some other piece of ephemera, but it's too big for this particular piece. I wonder if that would go nice. I might just trim off those where it's a little bit on the thick side around the edge. Right, I quite like that in the corner. I think that makes a nice little finish, but I'd like something behind it, a little tiny something. I don't know if I can get a little bit of lace behind there. I think some of these pieces are almost too tiny. Nope, that's not right. What about a bit of that? Yeah, just put that there, I think. just so it's not just floating in space. It's got a little something behind it. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac because I'll need the strength of the Fabri-Tac to attach the wax seal if I can get the top off. Right. Get it the right way around. There we are. Okay. That. Get rid of that. And put these bits away too. Okay, so that one is done, I think. Let's look at this one. Let's look at this one. This is this kind of really creamy paper, and I'm not loving the flaps. I'm going to round it off a bit more. Well, say more. It hasn't been rounded at all. I did it with sharper edges, and I don't like it. That's better. I like that better. Right, so I need to do a little bit of collaging on here. A bit of that to paper, I think. Paper's really soft, quite old. You can see from the colour it's pretty old. Okay, and I'd like a bit of something. How about a bit of this? It's really pretty, isn't it? Dear, that's gone a bit off the in the wrong direction. Goodness me. All right, that'll do. And I'll put that there. Bit of that there. I always feel like I need a third bit just to balance things out a little bit. Just got a few bits of paper in here. What about this little piece here? A bit of script. Okay, something like that. There. And this bit next. There. A bit of this. Alright, that's that one. And I'll do the same. I'll do some collaging, a little bit of collaging on this one. Need to pick out some different colours. I do wonder, because I didn't have any fussy cut birds, I did pick this piece out because he's already on there, isn't he? And he's gorgeous, so I might just use that. This is a beautiful piece of paper from Roxy Creations. She does make some beautiful kits. I love her papers. So going to go on there really nicely. You know, I think that would be great, just as it is. I might just do a little ink on there, but I don't know if it needs anything else. Maybe I'll put a little bit of something behind, but I don't think it needs much. Right, and I would like another piece of, a little piece of something either behind it. Got this piece here, I wonder if that would, no. Maybe I just need a little bit. I've got this little piece, I think it's a bit of Italian. It's probably from some paper I got from Rachel at some point. I might just pop that behind there. Yep. I think I might just take a little bit more off the bottom here. Bring that down a bit. Because I really wanted to do another little bit of stamping. Don't know which one to use. This is from my new my new kit, my new stamp set, and I thought I'd use some of that. Just want to try this. It doesn't really matter if it's not, doesn't come out beautifully. I just felt like doing a little bit of something different on there. Yeah, it's not fabulous, but I might just put a few bits on the back as well. Give a little bit more interest, that's all, really. I'll just try going over that piece of a bit more. There we go. Okay, let's glue this on. Now I've fiddled about with my stamps, had a little play. Got a couple more I wanted to use. I don't think I'll get to use them both, but oh dear. That's come off. Ugh. Yuck. Where's the other one? So I've got another one knocking around, and now it's disappeared. Where's it gone? Right. That's that one. Maybe I'll put a little something in the corner. Stamp? No. I might see if I've got a little definition or something that would go nice up there. What's this one? Nature. That fit. It's a bit on the big side, isn't it? Maybe better with something smaller, a little label or something, or even a word. How about strength? I think strength might be quite a good word for an owl. Don't think it's got wisdom on there, on this list. Or I'll say list in these words. I don't think I've got wisdom, which would be really apt, wouldn't it? For an owl, but I don't think I have. I've got happy soul. They don't normally think of them as being a happy soul as such. But they're usually considered wise. So I think strength will do as a compromise instead of the wise. Now, is this on label paper? I think it feels like it is. Yes. Okay. Just ink a little bit. As I thought it was. Is it peeling off? Maybe it isn't. No, it's not peeling off. It's just like it's separating. I think it'd be separating the layers, which is not really what I wanted to do. So let's just glue it down then. There. All right. Okay, that's that one. And I've just got to finish this one. Now, I was thinking, I think I might still do it. I was thinking of just stamping a flower on here. I've got this nice big stamp by Woodware. It says large fennel. So I think I might just try that. And that would look quite good on there. I'm wondering whether to... Should I do it in black? Or in... I might just do it in... No, I'll do it in black. I'll do it in black, but I'm not going to use the archival. I have a feeling the archival is beginning to go a bit. I'm not getting the coverage I thought I would like. So I'm going to try it with the Memento. Hope it comes out okay. Right. And you know what? I'm going to put it on a foam pad. So I think that might give me a little bit more give, and maybe it'll get it on there better. Let's give that a try. There. Are we getting, is it coming off? Let's just have a peek. Ooh, yes, seems to be okay. Okay. Oh, that's come out quite well. Up there. And I feel like I want a bit of blue up here, so I'm thinking maybe a bit of washi tape would be nice up the top there. Something blue, just to add the little touch of blue from the paper. How would that look? It's not quite the right blue, but I don't think it matters too much. Do I have any other blues? I've got this. Maybe that'll look better. Let's try it. Maybe I'll even put them both on. I might just wrap it around. A little extra glue, just to make sure. Oh, no, that's going to cover up that won't be a good thing to do. It's going to cover up the flap, or the entrance to the envelope. Just wrap it around a little bit. And a little bit down here. Right, so let's just quickly clear this space a little bit. Saw my fussy cutting last night. I didn't really need it because I'd already come up with a plan in my head on how I would decorate these without having the fussy cut to hand, so that's what I ended up going with. So I'm actually quite pleased how they've turned out. Let's have a look. Just got to clear the decks a little bit. I always get myself into such a mess. And I did want to get them finished. I would have liked to have had a stab at doing the tags as well. I've lost one. There it is, the music one. So what I'm going to use, I think, for the tags, I've been reorganising my to-do box because I have found it all. I've got it all unpacked. So I've got it divided into, the front section is, sorry, I'll show you. The front section is things I've half made. There's bits of masterboard and all sorts of things that are half finished or even barely begun. Then the back is basically a load of bases made from book pages that I've just gathered. So I've either got these, which are not really big enough, but I think I might use these. I've got a whole load of book pages that are folded that way when they've been glue books. So if I pick out 4 of those, I can just cut them to the right height and decorate them to match the envelope that they're inside of. I think they'll all be just about the right height. There we go, they fit perfectly, look at that. I'm not the right height, the right width, so they'll be a perfect fit. So I've just got to finish them off. They'll need properly gluing down. I may even sew round them and cut them to size and just pop them in here. So I will do those, but I haven't got time to do those today. Oh, there we go. So there are my tags ready to be finished, and here's my 4 envelopes, which I'm really pleased with. They're all really different, but I think they work quite well, and I can already think of journals that each of them can go into if I ever get round to making them. So thank you very much for joining me for this challenge. I've really enjoyed it, even though I've had to split the time over 2 days. And I'll see you again soon. I've got a new project I'm going to start in the next video, so tune in for that. Bye for now.